Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Timurids the Human, and welcome back to our Timurid campaign. You join me outside Jerusalem, where we currently have it under siege. These lads have wandered away from the city. Unfortunately, we aren't going to be able to sneakily attack these lads outside and draw them all out, but I'm pretty certain we can win that in good time. Anyway, more importantly, though, we've had a key event: the Mongol invasion. Ooh. Right, well, they've appeared at Sarkel, which is interesting. So they've come. I'm hoping that means that far north. But by Sarkel, it might mean that they've appeared over here, but it's certainly in that region. So interesting. They're not. They haven't appeared right in under our midst, but they are pretty close. So we're gonna hope that they just swing over to the Russians and deal with them and not me. But you never know. It could go either way, really. So yes, let's get those mines in Adana. That would certainly be useful. And elsewhere, we can just ignore all that nonsense. So, as for everything else going on, well, we are kind of pretty much where we left off last time. We are just kind of, well, we need to get some more eyes on the Egyptian lands properly, because I don't know entirely what they've got left. I feel like we've really damaged them quite brutally, but they still have their homelands, so I am expecting them to be putting up a fair fight from here. Now, Gaza. You can certainly help me out with some useful troops. I can get myself some dismounted heavy archers, which will certainly be good going forward. A bit of Naphatin would be marvellous, but in general, I think I'm just going to get those Mongol heavy archers. That will do me pretty nicely. Definitely put the upkeep too high on them, but oh well, all will be fine. Use these guys to just scout a bit further. The Moors are still hanging around, useless fools that they are. Alright, so Alexandria doesn't have an awful lot. I could really do with getting a spy out though. So I think we we're currently lacking that in various cities. So we have to try and work that one out in good time. Oh yes, of course, I don't have any spies anywhere near. That is just perfect, isn't it? On the plus side, we've got map information from the Spanish, which means we have a better idea what's going on over here. Moors haven't really done much at all, to be honest. The Spanish have taken the rebel settlements, and it seems like pretty much everything is in the status quo in that part of the world. Pretty sure I just got a mission to go and talk with the French. I have 10 turns to do that. They'll appreciate my efforts. I'll get some florins as well. Okay, if I please them, then I guess a better chance of getting the the upgraded merchants guilds, which would certainly be something I'd like to do. So if I could find a Frankish lad anywhere, that would be ideal. I'm not sure this guy's still. Oh no, he is still alive. Marvellous. Well, go swing over to Rhymes, as that is clearly pronounced, and we will see if we can chat to them in good time. That'll be marvellous. And our diplomat, to be honest, is quite a good spot for him. There seem to be a few lads around here. Our Polish allies, of course, as well as our lovely Byzantine allies. So we've got a few. We've actually got some friends, ladies and gentlemen. Kaffa, I'll be tempted to go and take, but we'll see about that. We'll see about that. You don't quite see us as enemies yet. That's what you mean, isn't it? Nothing really going on in this kind of area of the world, but it's worth keeping an eye on, especially with the Mongols turning up. I've had these kind of boats that are just fairly wasteful for my economy right now, but it's fine. You know, I'm going to mop up around the map. At the moment, I'm just going to leave Jerusalem under siege. If they want to come out of me, they're welcome to, but I'm pretty certain that I can wait that one out. In the meantime, I think what I need to be doing is getting a few more cav out of the cities to the north and just sending them down south where they are of much more use. So we'll swing these guys down towards Jerusalem, smash up those guys. I should probably go and pick them off. Need some men to go and do that, so I'm going to pick a few units and go pick off these guys. This is magnificent news. Right, I just sent this lad over here with a couple of peasants to go and deal with these lads, and they've ran straight back outside of Jerusalem, which is marvellous. A few of them got away, and at this point I think it's pretty much a case of attack these lads and bring everyone out onto the field. That is marvellous. We'll just send this guy back in. Can he make it? Oh, the peasants can't make it. Well, we'll send him back in anyway. Let's attack these lads. We'll bring everyone in. The Crown Prince can go down. This is nice. I managed to pull them in just like I was hoping for. Magnificent news. Let's head in. As you might expect, the horse archers are going to swing nice and quickly in to slaughter the first lads. Honestly, unless that Blister decides to take a shot at us, I'm pretty sure they're going to melt without any damage to us, which is just perfect, isn't it? As for the rest of them... over there on that hill. So we've got a little bit of a hill over here. So we can possibly just turn ourselves around when it comes to it. And yeah, I think they're pretty much done now, aren't they? They're not going to be around for too much longer, so we might as well grab the rest of our lads. Grab the rest of our lads and just turn ourselves around. That'll be perfect. No need to run, actually. So, as these guys completely lose... yeah, as they completely lose, I think it's time for us just to stop shooting at them. And no. Don't waste your javelins, lads. That's ridiculous. Oh, the commentator won't be quiet, will he? Right, you lads, just go and deal with them. That'll be fine. Actually, those 7 can go and do that job. We're going to go and pick off some lads who get themselves into stupid positions. So, all of these guys, let's swing into him, please. And is anyone else in a stupidly wide position? They do like this in Medieval 2, just spreading a really wide line. Particularly the Eastern factions. They just love to send their cav out a mile to the flank for no real good reason. Mamluk archers going to take on ours. We might as well get the shots in. Apparently we weren't doing it already because I turned that off. That's rather stupid of me. So, as we just let them slowly get in position, all missiles are going to be on shoot, please. And I think these lads are just going to, yeah, they're just going to get shot down by our lads. I think, to be fair, what we can probably do is just go and send our second cav in. So we'll just slow that down and start charging on in. Far too used to playing Rome Total War right now. Because, yes, I'm getting all sorts of issues with the speed of these cav. I'm used to them being a little bit faster than this. General, if you can come and take out these archers, that would be ideal. And yeah, we'll just continue to swing out. Come on, keep on pushing into them. Yeah, they're not very happy, are they? We'll just get around the back, start getting our shots in. That general's taking him out. There we go. Finally, we've got the engagement music. General's coming in for an absolute destruction of these lads. Yeah, pokey, pokey, pokey. So, swing back out, lads. We've got those guys engaged. There, is that a general? No, it's just the Mamelukes. Mamelukes getting on with their work over there. You guys are, for some reason, getting distracted by the general. Don't worry about that last lad. He's absolutely fine where he is. The rest of them, yeah, we should probably take care of yeah, let's go take care of that guy. He took a really big shot in my javelin, man. That's not very kind, is it? Absolutely destroyed them. Well, that's absolutely grand. We'll just swing into those lads. Go and assist our other general, please. And to be honest with you, probably don't want to get stuck in here for too long, lads. So, both of the generals pull out. I think we can get back to our lovely Turkomans over here. We're just going to swing into their flanks. You guys all take out the archer militia. And yeah, I think I don't think they're doing very well in this battle, to be honest. Their general can do a little bit of damage if we're not careful about him, but on the whole, it's just a case of melting them down, isn't it? So Saracen militia just going to get shot. Should probably, lads, actually get out of the way of the general. So we're going to put skirmish on. Nope, they've got themselves engaged. Okay, well, I'm just going to tell you to go swing over there. That'll be perfect. We have bled the enemy badly. They have only half their men left. And if I get all my infantry then to start, that's just this one lad. Pull out of there. Pull out of there. That's absolutely fine. How are you doing over there? I think you'll be alright. Let's keep our general alive. Okay, and yeah, the cav are doing a good job. They're slightly distracted by the general here, but not too much in fairness. So we'll just keep running them out. Javelins, all of you throw into the bodyguard. Archers, yeah, they can continue as they are. As for the Mamluks, we're back on top of the hill. Shooting into them, please. Are you doing alright over there? I don't want you to die, but 21 versus 22, and you've got plenty of experience, you'll be absolutely fine. You guys stop with the Cantabrian circles. Javelinmen should now just run in, please. If I can send... Yes, there we are. That will certainly help the job. We need to make sure we mop them all up, so you, sir, please go and charge off into the distance. There is the victory. There is the victory. All missiles then stop shooting. And I think we'll just try and mop them up. The only thing I need to worry about, is there anything else? Don't think so. We'll just send everyone over there. The only thing that's going to get away is these Mamluk archers. Unfortunately, I'll just stop the general, so I'm not going to catch them. But otherwise, we'll get rid of them all. Clear victory for us. 98% dead, 25% of ours lost. So a few losses on our part, but I will take that to go and conquer Jerusalem. I've just realised we're going to start getting problems with... we'll execute them. Lovely. Yeah, we're going to start getting problems, aren't we, with... Oh, I didn't mean to occupy. That was a... Oh, darn and blast. Well, okay, whatever. That was a mistake. I just clicked that by accident. That's quite irritating because that would have been worth a bit of money, that one. Oh well, not the end of the world. We've got a large city then. We've got Ududai the Honourable over here, which is marvellous. And yeah, Jakov Timurids is absolutely fine. He can just continue on with his job. But yeah, certainly the chivalry will help. Although it's not going to be that useful in that particular city. I'm going to send you over to Acre. Ooh, Halberd Militia. That is marvellous. Nice to get those in. Effective against armour. And on the whole, we can get the races there, which will certainly help us. Marvellous. Well, Jerusalem has been taken. Yeah, I'm slightly worried that we're going to start getting crusades called against us because we do have Jerusalem. We'll see how that one goes. We'll see how that ends up turning out. So we'll get ourselves a load of militia. Actually, we'll hold out for more halberds. Be another turn till we can get a few more. So I'm just going to mop it around the map and, well, catch you in the next turn. It must be said then that the Mongols seem to be headed north at the moment. So that's looking good for us because Sarkel is very much Russian and they've been heading northwards consistently. We will send a second spy up just to keep an eye on things, but I'm pleased about that. That certainly makes things a bit more chill for me. So that is good. Also, I've got myself a lovely army over here. I say lovely, it's alright. We're going to hop on the boat. We are going to swing on around here. Just make sure there's nothing hiding to get in our way. Lovely. We'll go and put Alexandria under siege. Perfect. See what they want to do about that. This army over here, if they want to go and swing by, they're going to be too late. If they want to come over to Gaza, I think they've got problems too. So that very much suits me. Get one more of each of those militia units. That very much is ideal. And one thing you might notice from Jerusalem here is that, to be honest, having the cities is quite advantageous for these guys. Obviously, generally speaking, castles are where you get your military units on Medieval 2. But for the Timurids, they do get the Halberd Militia and the Sabadar Militia, who are both pretty good units to have around. You get Mongol Heavy Archers if you have yourself the racetrack, as we have here. So that certainly is quite a good thing, I would suggest. It's not a bad selection of units for what is essentially, it's not quite a fully huge city, but a fairly large one. So at the higher tiers, you can get some decent units out of that, at least your main parts of your solid army. We've got heavy lancers out of here, get dismounted heavy archers. They're not a huge amount better than the Sabadar lads. They're a bit of Nafaturn, of course, and your siege equipment, but, you know, by and large, Gaza isn't an awful lot better than Jerusalem here, and it probably begs the deliberation that we should probably change a few of these things over, actually. So like Adana, does that, or Kaisaria, do both of them need to be castles? Possibly not going forward. I could possibly get rid of these two, make them both trading hubs, and then have Kaisaria and Mosul and Gaza perhaps as like my major military points around here. So it's worth bearing that in mind. You want to convert some of your castles to cities as time goes on. Obviously it's hard to do the other way around because if they get too big they can't be turned back into castles, but mostly we want to turn castles into cities, of course. So that's something I want to bear in mind. Can't really afford too much of that right now, but we do have a bit of economy. I'm used to on the slabs not having any money at all. On this we have now got an economy, which is good. Things are certainly looking up. I'm just going to make sure I'm investing around the map here. So most of these places are kind of starting to chill out a little bit. I think certainly over here, I feel like it might be worth converting to a city in a hippo over here. They're both pretty similar size cities. Adana has far much more development, doesn't it? I'm not really going to lose very much if I get rid of this, am I? No. So I'm going to convert that to a city. I think that's a good plan. And Odessa over here, minor city. Don't get a lot for that, but I will get Bazaar going on there. So economy's looking all right. I might actually move the troops in Gaza along a little bit. Actually, I might start moving them forward. But I do need a bit of infantry. I've got a few. Do I need infantry though? Really? I don't know. These guys can stand up as infantry when they get on with it. They're actually better than not the javelin and the standard spear militia lads. 6, 2, 8, and these lads are 9 with 4 charge bonus and 12. So they're far better. Anyway, we've given them around good stamina, so can't really complain. Dismounted heavy archers are pretty darn good when it comes to having auxiliary infantry. I might get some heavy lancers though. I don't have any of those, and some onagers wouldn't be a bad shout either, because I haven't used any of those yet. So we'll do that. We'll end our turn and we'll see if any want to do anything about this or business. But yeah, I must say we must be near France by now. Indeed we are. We'll go have a chat with them. Let's have a chat with them. It's just trade rights, mate. Enough information. They're so rude, aren't they? Mission success then. We've gained 100 florins, but more importantly we might get a better chance of better deals later on. Ah, lovely. We have... Oh, you're doing well, aren't you? Yes, so we got the Portuguese princess. Wouldn't mind chatting to her next turn. That sounds worse than it is. I wouldn't mind having diplomatic relations with... Oh, I'm going to stop now because that just sounds terrible too. Moving on swiftly. Yes, by and large we're pretty much ready to end our turn, aren't we? So I'll just make sure I haven't missed anything obvious. But we'll largely be heading to next turn. Ooh, okay. The council want us to have a chat with Scotland with military units. Not sure I really want any military units, but they're not even specifying that we're getting good ones. But there we go. Oh, the Dalai Lama. That'd be grand. So yeah, good amount of health bonus, which certainly is useful. Yeah, so I wouldn't mind that. Wouldn't mind that at all. I think I'm going to go for the warehouse first. It's most of my money gone, but at least that's a good bit of yeah, a good decision for the long term. We'll get councillors' chambers here. Those are always useful when we kind of run out of money. It's fine. We've got ourselves watchtower dropped over here. Thank you very much, sir. Slightly better vision all around. Probably need to set that up in these towns as well. So I'm just going to pop one over here. Should be grand. That's kind of going to see over several spots of land. You, sir, can go and plonk one in that kind of territory over there. Oh, we're out of money. So he will next time anyway. On the plus side, oh, I just missed where those lads are. I think it's just time to head straight in here. It is apparently the Crown Prince himself. And we've got a few other lads outside the city. Honestly, I'm quite happy to just auto-resolve that. And down goes Alexandria. And we're going to exterminate them this time. With that is a huge pile of money. And I think Shishabar straight away. No, we'll get the town hall. Not sure why they don't have that, but we'll get a merchant as well. That would certainly be useful. Not sure why we smashed up the mosque, but oh well. Not the end of the world. We'll just rebuild a better one. So these lads out here, we'll just give them a poke. Make sure. How do we lose so many men? Whatever. Oh, no, did they lose a few men? Apparently, I just killed many people. Okay, he's quite dreadful, and he's not so bad. That is absolutely grand. Confusing me with a diplomat, Sadiq. Yes, indeed, I assume I was.
You are lucky we will receive you at all, infidel.
Will they never accept ceasefire under any circumstance? I'm just going to demand that they give me map information.
We must decline this.
Only just. We're not bound to our demands. Maybe I can demand... let's demand 1,000. Except a will attack.
We won't be agreeing on this.
No?
Very well.
No? Well, it seems like you're going to lose your next town instead then. Okay. Elsewhere in the world. Oh yes, we're going to go chat up that Portuguese princess, weren't we? Let's go chat to her. I do. Let's have map information.
It seems we have reached an agreement.
Perfect. Would you like to be an ally? Apparently not. I want to offer anyway.
No, I don't see how this can work.
Ramira, you are uncharming. Sport brat. Well, there we are.
Until next time, my lord.
Indeed, until next time. How am I supposed to speak to Scot? Oh, that's how I'm supposed to speak to Scotland. Okay, Scotland have taken Cannes. It's interesting. How are the English doing? I know Nottingham's Danish and Carver's Portuguese. Dublin's Portuguese. Edinburgh. So, okay. So Scotland are doing all right against England, but England are kind of just... Is that all they've got? Wow, all England have got is London. That's it. Yeah, because Scotland have managed to take this, but otherwise Portugal have taken these bits from Scotland, and all sorts of nonsense is going on. Well, at least it's nice to see some more of the map, isn't it? A good bit of map information nowadays. Ireland in its beautiful Portuguese white. Can I see across the map yet? No, I'm not allowed, even though the Portuguese can see across the map. Of course, they're Fortaleza. Fine. Well, I guess it's time for me to mop up, and I'll catch you the next interesting thing. Well, it's certainly time to get Cairo under siege. I don't mind they want to send more men in to support. I don't think they can really get there in time, to be honest. So, Saracen militia aren't a joke, but I'm pretty certain that we can do the job. We can't really get too many more men around here, but we can at least retrain what we've got. Get ourselves another merchant. Wouldn't mind starting to spam those out a little bit. And in general, I think it's time that we just start moving our armies more in this direction. So, I think you're the only one who needs a bit of retraining, so we'll send the rest of you out. Just go and poke those lads out of the way. And I think back here we can obviously retrain these lads and get a couple more of our infantry sorted out. Some Afghan javelinmen, I don't mind them. They're fairly decent little units actually, these guys. 14 attack, 10 missile, 15 defense. Pretty good, all things considered. They look a bit shabby in the pictures, but no, I think that they're pretty good, aren't they? Pretty good indeed. So, yeah, we've got some decent Saracen militia over here. I should probably start swinging them in this direction. Just get some more fresh lads that way. Got the Hellbreds over here. Got the Mongol heavy lancers. They can probably head off into the next sort of area. The Sabadar militia can swing down to Gaza as well. You still can swing back. We've got ourselves a few watchtowers lined up now. We need to go take care of Jeddah. Where's my spy? Spy. Eventually, you're going to head down to Jeddah. You're going to tell us what's going on over there. And actually, we do have ourselves some new lads. Yeah. Do you want to go over to Mosul? Apparently, we already have a lad over there. What do you want to do, Sir Easy Ride? Well, you can head over to Edessa. This lad can head over to this place, Mosul. Marvellous. How's the population growth doing there? I don't want to stunt it too much. 0.5, that's not very good, is it? Maybe we'll get any troops out of there. I think we've pumped too many troops out of that place for too long, so it'll settle down. Trebizond, blah, blah, blah. Alright, I think in another turn or so, we're done with ending our turn. Oh, the Danes have the Scottish under siege, so maybe I can't chat to them. Just a shame, isn't it? Nice bit of marriage going on, and explorers get... Honestly, I generally don't know quite what this one does, considering I tend to know a fair bit of depth in these games. I really don't know. Alexandria is quite good for trading things, so I'll probably go and pick that one. Edmund the Honourable. Why are they always so chivalrous, the Scots on this game? Ridiculous, lads. Trade rights with them. They seem to have taken insult to that. We'll get map information. They will actually take an alliance. Who were they allied with? Milan. You know what? Why not? I could take that. They're enemies with quite a few people, but I wouldn't mind this just for the sake of having an ally. Maybe they can give me some money. How much money do they have? They're bankrupt. Perfect. Regular tribute. Give me 600 for 7 turns. Is that alright?
Nay, my friend. No,
Oh.
something else you wish to propose then?
Alright. Scrap the alliance. Let's just give him affirmation. They'll accept that. And then as for the alliance, just pay me a little tribute, 500 a turn for 5 turns, and we'll call it even.
I'm afraid the answer
Alright,
is
let's just
very well.
have an alliance. I have a friend! Yay! Seems the Turkish archers at my capital. Wow, whip-de-doo, Basil, whip-de-doo. This isn't my capital. It keeps on saying it gives it to my capital. Is Tbilisi my capital? Because they gave me my boats here last time. Where have they ended up? Antioch? Dana? Caesarea? Where are my horses? Don't know. It was 2 Turkomans, right? I might be going mad, but I can't see any horses anywhere. Well, if someone in the comments can spot them for me again, then that'd be grand. I'm not honestly sure where they've ended up, unless they've just spat them out in different towns. God only knows. Maybe one of them's here and one of them's here, but that was a Turkish horse archer anyway. Anyway, Papal States and France are at war. That is marvellous. Good to know. Poland and the Papal States have broken their alliance. Well, you have friends of Poland, the Byzantines, and oh, this isn't good. They're moving east. Yes, we're the strongest. Yeah, we got the Poles, the Scottish, and the Byzantines on our side now. It's almost as if we're respected. Oh no, my spy over there has died. How very, very sad. Spy on the Venetian merchant, who apparently has a whole bunch of soldiers with him. Okay, spy number 3. Oh no, that's a diplomat. Oh, they don't want to talk, do they? They can go away. So he's dead. Recruitment's happening. Building is actually happening. Alexandria has a huge stone wall rebuilt. We'll get ourselves the road. Be magnificent. And elsewhere, end of 10 report. We're actually doing really well now. Military is number 1. Production number 1. Population number 2. And overall we're number 2. Ignore the finances. I just keep spending all my money. Now, interestingly, they've met up with each other up here. Russians are scrambling around. Bulgar seems to be a bit more chilled. In real life, they got absolutely destroyed by these lads, but they seem to have left it alone on this occasion. As long as they're nowhere near me, that's fine. I'm just going to make sure I'm just going to make sure after these 2 bits of infrastructure I start building up my military stuff over here, because I feel like that's probably going to be necessary. I'm just going to keep an eye on Kaffa. Going to keep an eye on these 2 ports, or these 3 ports over here. Just, why not? Don't know. Don't really have much to do with these ships. Actually, send the ship down here. You can go keep an eye on Constantinople. Constantinople always needs a good eye on it. I haven't actually renamed enough of these cities, have I? I'll have to think if there are any good names I can give them. As for my other watchtowers, one over here would be perfect. Plonk one over there and ignore the rest of the Sinai. Not a problem for me. Rebels, I'm honestly not bothered about you right now. Do I want to take on this lad or not?
Will be thrown to the dogs.
Friendly, very friendly indeed. You know what, we'll just go over here. I should probably just take the city and then stand the bridge, but it's fine. It is absolutely fine. Do I have enough? 4 ladders, 1 tower. Now, stand on the bridge.
You, your title will mean nothing, infidel.
Yes.
I wonder what I will cut from you first, infidel.
So friendly, aren't they? I'm not sure what I want to do, actually, because I'd quite like to go in and take it. It probably would be fine, but there's still quite a lot of infantry, and that's a bit of a chunky affair, frankly. I'd rather not. But what I would like to do, really, is kind of get across to the bridge here. I can't do that because I've just done that. Oh well, you know what, it's fine. If we need to have a humongous battle with everyone, then we'll do that. Let's just end our turn, shall we? This lad over here is going to start wandering, so is our spies checking out on the Russians. I think they'll be preoccupied now, so I'm not too worried about them. Spy got stuck by some rebels. And otherwise... he's going to go meet us over there, which works well for Cairo. We can... we'll probably just walk around them and go to the bridge. If indeed we can. Merchants Guild in Alexandria, that's what you want to see. And they would be thankful and will receive some money. That doesn't really do anything. Lucrative trade to be had, but you must deal with the opposition. The guild recommends you send a merchant to make an acquisition of this merchant's trade. This guy is a problem, is he?
Either is good with me.
I have a slight problem with that, in that I only have a couple new ones who aren't going to be able to win at that. Actually, you're alright. 10 turns. I might just send this lad now. Get on the boat. Get on the boat.
Is it not obvious I am your foe, infidel?
Infidel. Well, I'm sure it'll be all grand. So, the French and all this stuff, didn't that just happen? I don't know, something along those lines just happened the turn before. Lots of infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, I have money! That hasn't happened on either of these campaigns for a while now. We're sort of sizing each other up. They are indeed blocking the way. They've got the mountains blocking us off. I will get a few more towers just to kind of keep everything busy, but honestly I don't really have a huge amount of infantry. I have some, probably not quite enough to really be going mental. Maybe some ballista would be fun. Probably not actually. The Moors are here, that's enough ballista for anyone. Otherwise I wouldn't mind taking these guys on. I think we can win that, so I'm going to do that momentarily. These lads seem to be wandering around aimlessly. I'll tell you what then, we'll pick up some of our lovely arch friends. Join up with this lad. And we can all join together. Take out that lad over there who seems to be getting ideas above his station. We're just going to knock him out. Actually, of course, there's a city over there, Thomas. We'll go and grab the city, shall we? Gaza can be reinforced in pretty, consummate ease. We'll get some dismounted heavy archers there. That would very much suit me. Peasants can just wander around. God knows, they're just kind of pointless. I can't get imams at all when I realise I can't bribe the imam. So I might have to cheat to get some imams later in the game. I'm not worried about it right now, but I feel like I'm a bit hamstrung as a Muslim nation without any imams. So it's a bit sad, isn't it? Right, well, time to head into these lads over here. The Sultan needs to go down. Oh, that looks pathetic. So these tribesmen, obviously, as I said before, all right in themselves. You know, they're not terrible. Look at those swords. They're not terrible, but when I'm just going to shoot down with archers, they certainly are. They've got archers. I've actually got one myself on this occasion, but we have such a cavalry advantage. We're just going to drown them in cav. It's going to be magnificent. Let's head in. Let's take out the Sultan. Well, I'm fairly close to the tip of the hill over here. Why they didn't start over here, I have no idea. We're going to go and take the big hill. Send all of our horse archers running over here. Someone who shouldn't be in this pile has apparently joined, but it's absolutely fine. We'll get them swinging over here in absolutely a marvellous good time. So, I reckon with the high advantage, this is going to be absolutely ridiculously easy. Their Desert Cav can do all they want, but they're going to be overrun. Look at this. They're nearly at the top of the hill, and in come all of the horses and the arrows in the world. Oh, they realise they're in the wrong place now, don't they? Oh, yes, they do. So, as we turn off our skirmish mode, and we just swing onto this hill here, I reckon we'll be in a fairly solid position. No idea who this unit is still. One of the lads, but it honestly doesn't matter. Sydney's tribesmen won't last a very long under the arrow fire either. So, yeah, I don't really know what they plan to do, to be honest. Oninja is not in a great place either. It's so far down the hill and far away that it can't do anything to me. Where are my infantrymen? Okay, so who do I actually have? I have these 5. Okay, 5 lads. Get yourselves into a position. I know some of you are just archers, but if you want to get into position, that'd be grand. I then have everyone else. Oninja's going to take a little... Well, actually not that long. He's actually almost there. Almost there already. Perfect. And then all the cav, apart from you two, all the missile cav that is, can basically just do the whole run around game. Actually, to be fair, you don't actually have... They don't actually currently have anything on. I need all missiles actually to be off skirmish mode, but then I kind of want the horse archers to be on skirmish mode. Anyway, it's all fine. It's only a little bit chaotic over here, as ever it is whenever you have so many horse archers as I currently have. We'll just get them running around. They've got themselves stuck in melee. They're not supposed to. That's fine. We'll just send the general into their general. Honestly, that's not an issue. Anyone else trying to come over here? They're trying to shoot at us. I would suggest it's a good idea to go swing down the hill at those lads then. Let's get these guys into this kind of position. I think the lancers can come down this hill as well. They can do some good work in a few moments. Oof! Just made a crispy friend of ours there. Far too many of my horse archers are currently involved in this battle. So I'm just going to tell you all to start swinging away. Swing away. Who would have thought this many horse archers would be an absolute pain to try and control? Who would have thought it? Anyway, this lad's going to continue. Javelin men, just get into battle. You guys start heading in. It's absolutely fine. You guys do whatever you want. I don't know. To be honest, you might as well shoot these guys specifically. I don't really want you firing at will. Just shoot at those lads. More Sudanese tribesmen. Lads, at this point you might as well kind of pull out. Ah, they're running away anyway. So, swing down the mountains. Swing down the mountain. And if we want to just start mopping them up. Honestly, I think apart from the general, we've pretty much entirely destroyed them at this point. He's determined to go and chop down my my cav, isn't he? Absolutely determined. Come on, lads. Keep coming down the hill. I keep telling you 100 times. I'm going to keep telling you 100 times. So, as for these lads, the Saracen militia...
Only half the enemy force remains between us and victory.
That's fine. You guys go and do that. Oh, there's some fire coming in. Not the best shot in the world. Not the worst either. You know what, Spearman? It doesn't look like we're actually going to have any proper kind of encounter here. So I think it's time for you to go and do your job. Lancers, just go and deal with the catapult. Honestly, all these guys might as well start mopping them up. And that's, I think, what the rest of you are going to do as well. It's a bit of a weird light as well. I can't see very much today. Much brighter on Rome Total War. Chase after the bodyguard. We're not letting him escape. All of you, march on him now. Get him, stab him, poke him, whatever. He's not going to escape. That's all I care about here. I think we're doing alright. You sirs better stop. Just start wandering around wherever you want. Javelin men can be mopping up. Sydney's tribesmen just need to be charged down. And there it is. That is the general gone down. We have way too much horse archer power for him to do anything about it. Perfect. Oh yes, horse archers are truly the best of all beasts, aren't they? As the Sudanese tribesmen get slashed, spooked. I don't know. They're going to go down anyway. Oh, yeah. How much we lost? 23%. Not too shabby, I suppose. Right. Well, I'm going to mop them all up, and I'll catch you back on the campaign map. There we go. 100% of them slayed. Well, 99.8 or something. They are completely destroyed, and with that disaster, the Egyptians might just learn humility. 11,000! Oh, I would like to ransom him back. They rejected. And down goes the Sultan. They would not buy him back. Probably can't afford it. Right, well, over to the bridge then. And Cairo's not looking so good now, is it? No, it is not. It is not indeed. I think then, Gaza, it's time for you to get yourself another onager. We'll send that down here. That'll be a good bit of fun, won't it? Get a couple of catapults and see what they want to do next. Because I think, actually, scrap that plan. We'll get a couple of horse archers because I could do with those lads heading south. So we'll grab those guys. And they'll come and join the forces that swing down to Jeddah. We've nearly knocked out the Egyptians, ladies and gents. Nearly done it. Got to keep an eye on the Egyptians up here, though, because whilst we're going to kill them in this part of the world, I keep forgetting they still exist up here, albeit just Constantinople. But as far as I'm concerned, they're basically entirely dead. Do they have family members over here? They do indeed.
I will offer the infidels a fair fight.
Doesn't it? They are entirely trash here. A few good mercenaries like the Armenians and Alanis, but nope, they won't be winning that, I don't imagine. So I'm going to check everything up around the map, but I'll catch you in the next turn. The Master Merchants Guild has been offered to me, and indeed that is what I would like to take. Ooh, the Mongols are descending upon Sarkel now, and I don't imagine that's going to go too well for our Russian friends. No. So let's annoy the Russians if I annoy anyone. Well, apparently I've annoyed them, and now I don't know what's happening. So, oh well. Might as well try and get a bit of experience, eh? But no, that isn't going to end very well for us. We're not doing very well with our spies recently, are we? But we do have a lovely warehouse in Antioch, making us plenty of money now. And I think, yeah, bazaar actually would be grand. A bazaar. You, sir, just join up with him. Keep swinging down the coast. We're not too far from Jeddah now. I forgot to go deal with this guy. Doesn't look like there's anyone really swinging around these bits of land though, so we're absolutely fine. Can listen, Mum, get rid of the heretic, please? That'd be very much appreciated. And yeah, they're just letting themselves stew as they slowly die and pass away. I think though, possibly might have been worth leaving a few more troops up here. I've got a full stack, so shouldn't really have any issues at this point. This guy, though, I might just send him to lay a watchtower. Okay, maybe go head over there with your friends. Okay, well, I'm glad he's safe. How's my Khan doing? He's 52 now. Very chivalric and marvellously noble man, even if he does disrespect prisoners and is severe. But, you know, introverted. Oh well, it's fine. He kills people when he needs to, and I would say, what more can you ask of an introvert than when they do that? Now, Venetians have made it over here. Let's have some map information.
But not quite.
No. Oh well, I already know plenty about them. It was kind of just a general conversation. Let's talk to the Milan then.
I may help you, noble lord.
Is this a similar situation?
I am afraid I must deny you today.
No, it's all fine. English diplomat might be worth having a chat with them, but I don't think they've got much they can tell me. Honestly, it's only really the Holy Roman Empire who I haven't got map information from. They're in Sicily actually, so maybe I should just swing down towards Italy. I think that might be a good idea because actually I've probably got a border with Sicily at this point, haven't I? Indeed I do. So it would certainly help if I knew what was going on in that there part of the world. Hippo, oh yes, because you have been upgraded, you might as well get your market now. Antioch is fine. Adana could do with just a little upgrade, and honestly it might as well be the Levitana. Marvellous. Damn, and these are golden experiences. Ridiculous. Gosh, that is a bit mad, isn't it? We're not going to be able to do anything about that anytime soon. So we have a new border with the Egyptians. I thought the Egyptian problem was about over, but apparently it is not. On the plus side, we have a pretty solid boundary in most of our world here. I'm hoping they swing down here before they come over to us this kind of a direction. Byzantines, I don't think there's anyone on there, so that might turn rebel one day. Let's bear that in mind. Why are you broken? What happened here? Oh, we can actually get ourselves a citadel, so once we have money again, we will do that. So we'll continue. I don't know what just happened. Did we just fail? Oh, that was the mission we were trying to do, yes. I don't know what just happened. Oh, well. It backfired, so we failed. Alas, alas, alas. So we'll try and get another merchant, but I don't think we're going to get rid of that man.
Sure, we can strike a deal.
Yeah, we've made that more difficult for ourselves, unfortunately. Queues have stalled. I'm sure they're fine once again. Kana of Ajikan has come through. We're getting some good generals in terms of command. That's certainly true. That is certainly true. You, sir, can you swing down here? You can leave a couple of watchtowers once we take the town. till then, we'll just continue as we are. There's Jeddah. No, there's nothing there. I don't think there'll be likely to be too much. And it seems like we can swing in pretty soon. You still get back into our army, and you can get one more unit in, so please do. Council Chamber would be ideal. Cairo is really weakening down at this point. Yeah, I think we're doing alright in general, but I'm a little bit concerned about that. Now, as for a lovely, lovely Russian town over here, oh, are they walking past it? Interesting. Maybe they're going straight for Kiev. They do like to take Kiev. Interesting. I didn't see war declared as anything. I need to get Constantinople at this point, don't I? 45. I've got... How many have I got here? I can't actually see how many regions I've got. I've got 9 cities and 6 castles, 15 regions controlled. Okay, we're a third of the way there at this point. So, where are the Mongols? Let's swing down. Let's just have a quick look at what is going on in the world. No, they haven't declared any war yet. They haven't declared any old wars. Intriguing. We'll keep pressing enter and see if anything interesting pops up. Those lads are just wandering around the desert. Not going to end very well for them. They're blockading Gaza, which is just irritating, but honestly doesn't make much difference to me. Yes, get married. Literally never say no to that. And ladders and towers, perfect. Marriage celebrations, and yes. So. Cairo is getting close and close to surrender. Honestly, it's not really worth me having a big fight there if I don't need to have one. Over in Dongola, yeah, nothing much there. They have some Nafatin, but largely speaking, nothing that can do an awful lot. Once I take the walls off these two guys, I'll just be able to shoot them from up there. I say that, I actually got rid of my archers, didn't I? I only have 1 unit of Turkish archers, so I just have to drown them in cav. That's fine. This guy can probably take out most of them by himself. On the note of young Gem, don't do what you're about to do. You are very soon going to be my foe, I can tell. Right, well, I'm going to get my boats ready and I'll go take these 2 islands off of you. To do that, I guess I will get some troops gathered somewhere. Acre. Get your troops together. Lovely. Antioch. You've got yourself a new merchant. No troops though. Damascus, do you have anything? You have a couple semi-experienced infantry. So we'll get those to swing round to Iconium. Just in case they do want to do something stupid. We can use the troops that are already there, of course. Send these javelin men in that direction. There's only peasants there. You're supposed to build a watchtower about 4 turns ago, so you can go do that and swing back to Edessa. And as for the north up here, Yerevan, get that because we can continue to grow. You're not doing too bad actually, but we'll just make sure that continues in that vein. Dongola is under siege, and I think it's time to head into here. We've got Captain Charlie, was it? No, Captain Shaheen. Yeah, many archers here, wasn't it? And a few peasants and Nafatin on the wall. Honestly, not enough. Looks like they're smoking a pipe, but I think they'll do a little bit more damage than that. We've got ourselves, was it 3 towers or something like that? That's plenty. Let's head in and let's go and take Dongola. Fairly straightforward at the start then. We're just going to get both of our towers up to the walls. We've got some ladders, so we all get... Wow, that was quick! Even for very hard, that is ludicrously quick. That was just the towers as well. They didn't even have actual archers. That was spectacularly ridiculous. Well, at least we have a unit of ladders to go and do the job. This is why, by the way, everyone, I always get a big pile of ladders and not the towers. Because the towers on the very hard, always just set ablaze every time. So, I think we might as just about get away with it here. But they're still shooting fire arrows in now. Well, we seem to be okay. So, we'll go and send our lads over here. And I think, actually, we can possibly go and grab our archers wherever they are. Somewhere in this pile. Of course, you're on that side. Go and grab our archers and they can go and swing onto the wall over here. You lad. Oh, there are actually some peasants over in that position. Well, then you can go and fight them, please. We're not doing very well getting shots from multiple towers. not helping us whatsoever. But it's fine. If we can distract them over here for long enough, then we can obviously go and win this side of the battle instead. Because there's only some Nafferton here. Ooh, actually, let's watch them throw some fun explosives. Is that killing us in there? I think it is. Whee! Oh, we seem to have magic glass. We have magic glass protecting us, ladies and gentlemen. And now we're gonna chop them down. What's their actual stuff like? Oh, 13, 12. Not bad, are they? But I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. You guys head up here as well, and these guys will lose out eventually to the peasants, I think. Being shot by the towers way too much, those Afghan lads. But we'll get the job done eventually. It's just a matter of fast forward and watching them massacre, really, isn't it? Right, their peasants are now fleeing the moment that we get any reinforcements up here. For some reason they've done the classic medieval 2 thing of walk along the bottom when you have a wall that protects you from cav, but whatever, all is fine. There is actually a second wall I forgot about actually in this kind of building, so we have to go grab those ladders again, won't we, lads? Good point, good point. Turkish archers then, go and grab the ladders. We will go and take those back. Come on. Thank you. They're sending the 5 Naffertons over to come and defend the walls. Absolute madmen they are, absolute madmen. But on the plus side, I suppose it does mean they're going to distract archers a little bit before we walk in. You lads, you better run back because we now actually need to take the wall here before we can open up the gate. Nonetheless, we are slowly plodding our way in various positions down to 5, 4, 3, and they're gone. So, Turkish archers, if you could bring yourself over to there, that would be perfect. If these guys can run over here, in fact, just go and run over onto the tower. Try not to go outside as you do it. I know what you're all like. You're absolute fools, aren't you? So, go out there. Perfect. Go and grab the gate. And Turkish archers, you better start shooting because you're getting shot to ribbons. Right, with that means all my cav can now just storm in. By storming, I mean we're literally just going to get everyone to stand over here. So, everyone come and run in. And we'll do some fun bit of work. Gosh, this is stupid, isn't it? Yay! Chaos! Right, well, by and large, we should be able to make the ones who are stupid enough to stand off the plaza actually break. But there might be one horse that isn't on the plaza. You never know with this, do you? Everyone just start swarming them, honestly. This is just a chaotic mess. All units, just do whatever you need to do. In fact, most of you, that just means running. Just swarm them! Mass panic, tirade. Probably don't shoot arrows, to be honest. It seems really stupid. There he goes, chopped down. This has been a bit of a stupid battle in some ways. No tactics at this point. It's just literally throw every single troop into them.
Watch how these weaklings run.
Watch how they run. They run not this way because it's where the horses are. Yeah, I think there's no escape at this point, is there? No escape at all. And I think with the last lad,
Victories like this go to only the greatest of men.
we lost quite a lot of men. Great victory apparently, but yeah, quite a lot of men lost today. But it's fine, we've done the job. We've managed to clear the Egyptians out of Egypt. Just about anyway. Cairo is about to fall. With that, we have... we're going to sack this or occupy. I think sacking would be good. Sacking would certainly work for me. And I'm going to retrain in a couple turns. But then I will turn this into a trading hub within a turn or two. So we'll see about that. So that's good. A bit of extra money. We can go and reinvest that around the empire. But... I'll show that off screen. One thing I will say though, we've got Adana now changing over to a city. I felt like that was a good idea. And Odessa over here obviously has done its conversion, and it's possibly time for it to start getting a shisha bar, because that's really, as we all know, what we all need in life. So we have the Dalai Lamana, that'll be grand. And up here we're just going to continue with the general infrastructure work. So get ourselves the barracks, which lets us get some extra lads, which is always nice. Actually, it might be worth getting the Sheikh's stables first and foremost, and similar over in Yerevan. Lovely. Right, I'm going to do a bit of mopping up, and I'll catch you, as we go and take Cairo. Marvellously, we can get the Timurids over here in Alexandria, which is grand. Recruitment crossed down by 20% in the city. Alexandria as well, so it's obviously going to be a large city for us. And then we've got the public health bonus 10%, which, to be fair, on the staff campaign, been struggling so much with public order. Just the squalor everywhere, basically, is the issue. And yeah, it's nice to be able to have someone who has some extra buildings for that. So that is grand. And in Antioch, we have ourselves the Master Guild, don't we, for the merchants, which is great. So that means that we've actually managed to get a 5 ability guy straight out here. So we're hoping 40%, not a bad chance. Yes! Marvellous. That's 2 guys I've lost to him, but we finally managed to do it. All it takes is the Master Guild and already having 5 ability to make it happen. 105 florins a turn. It's marvellous. And with that, they're giving us 200. We're getting a lot more than that just for killing that lad. Or, well, we put him out of business, but I like to think we just shoved him under a bus. Whatever. Anyway, moving on, let's just press that turn. It should be time for Cairo to go down. They probably will want a battle. Venetians have decided to royally, you know, look the other direction, which I think is sensible of them. Want to go check out what's happening with their... Ah, here they go. Finally, they decide to do this. It's way too late, lads. You've got Sultan... Okay, almost the entire royal family. Almost the entire royal family going to be taken out here. Sadly, I do happen to know that there's at least one guy over there. But might be able to snipe them off, you know, if we're clever about it at a later point. So we're going to take out 5 generals. 5 here, and then there's another one in the city as well. Wow, that truly is something. Oh, look, 7 generals! Oh my! Oh, we might have issues here. Faltering courage, okay. Effective ambusher, honest. He hasn't got the best morale. What about Sultan Ali? Please tell me you have... Oh, he's got +1 morale. I was going to say, please tell me you have negative morale. He's just got a lot of command. Yeah, he's got fierce in battle as well. Damn, they're going to fight to the last as well, aren't they? Got +2 in terms of all that stuff. We do have our Khan here who, to be honest, he's alright, but he's nothing special. Tell Cheapskate, Hoarder of Wealth. He's a promising defender, so at least we're defending today. Faction leader is something. Brave and Scarred. I do like Scarred, that's certainly helpful. He's got all sorts of nonsense, hasn't he? I haven't kept an eye on this for a little while. Ice Technology and Severe. No, we don't really have anything for our... yeah, we don't really have anything for... what do you call it? I can't think of the word. Morale. That's the one. Right, well, in fairness, we do have mass numbers, so we should be absolutely fine. We're going to try and take one... We'll probably try and... We'll probably try and pin these guys in as they enter the battlefield, and then we'll take on those guys later. But, ladies and gentlemen, that will have to come next time. I'm going to slightly change up how these work, by the way. Currently, we're running on Monday and Wednesday, sort of 35-40 minute episodes. We'll change that up. We're going to have slightly longer episodes, sort of more 50 to 60, more 50 minutes to an hour. There'll just be one a week, just because I want to fit in some other games. I got a bit stuck in both this and the Slavic campaign. I'd like to do some more Bad North. I'd like to try out some other games, and before long I'd like to get onto my new series. But you know what, I think the best way of doing it is just have slightly longer of this, because I don't really want to stop it, but it'd be, I think, a good idea to maybe spread out over a little bit more time. But to make up for it, we'll have longer episodes as well. So this one might end up a little bit longer. I'm not actually sure, to be honest. My phone died, which normally tells me how long I've been going, so God knows how long this episode is, but in future they'll probably be a little bit longer than they generally have been. Expect them on Mondays. You might well, though, see on Wednesdays we'll do something, different games, like things like Bad North potentially. Might come back to some Civ. Might be a few more game guys. We'll see what I feel like is the best fitting of that time. But for now, I will leave you with this already for next time. It's been a fruitful day for us, taking out the Egyptians, building a lot of our empire. The economy is going well, and the Mongols have headed north for now. So I will leave you. I'm Thomas, this is Tenacious Human, and this has been our Timurid campaign. Thank you, and good night.
By Jove, it is a marvellous, marvellous day. Spiffing, one would say. Anyone for Pims. He has seen the light. He has joined the anarchy. He is cruel and cunning.
And you know what? He likes a little drink, and I think that's marvellous. La 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 la, chop your way through the peasants. One shot!
Defeat is not
No!
true